I was losing circulation. Honestly, I actually could have died. Oh my god, it's all coming back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Gutowski. So guys, for today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time. The last time that I did a story time on my channel was actually my first paranormal experience video. So if you guys haven't watched that video, make sure to go watch that after this one. It was a super fun video to film and edit, and you guys should definitely go check it out. You know, if you're into those spooky things. So yeah guys, like I said, today I'm going to be doing a story time. This story time happened a couple years ago, but it's one that I can never forget. I obviously don't want to give too much away yet, but I thought the story time would be really good because I feel like it not only tells a lot about me, but also a lot about how my family is. Also, not to mention, my parents don't even know what happened in the story. They know it because they were in it, but let me tell you, they don't actually know what really happened. Today, I guess you could say I'm exposing myself, so sorry, Mom. Oh my gosh. Let's just get into it. Oh, also, disclaimer, if you guys get squeamish or don't like the talk about blood, I will be like mentioning blood. The story isn't too gory, but I just want to let you guys know that there will be talk of blood. So yeah, I just wanted to do that little disclaimer because I definitely know if I was watching a story time, I would kind of want a little bit of a warning, you know what I mean? So if that bothers you or you guys don't want to sit through this story time, I would definitely recommend watching one of my other videos on my channel because I have a ton of videos on my channel, and I would definitely recommend checking those out. If you've already seen those videos, either go rewatch them or I'll probably be uploading another time this week, so just stay tuned for that video. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, and also give me a big thumbs up if you like me doing videos like this and you guys want to see more story times, because I definitely have another story time that I really want to tell that's like so insanely crazy, but I just like wasn't ready to tell that story yet. Like, it's gonna take a little bit more preparation because guys, it's insane. So if you guys want me to tell this other insane story time next week, let me know down in the comments because it's definitely like even crazier than this one. We as a family are almost at 100K, so if you guys want to subscribe down below and join the fam, you guys can be a part of me hitting 100K, and that would be so awesome if you guys click subscribe and join the fam. So guys, like I said, this story takes place back a couple years ago. I think I was about like 12 or 13, kind of around like junior high age. And guys, I am a dancer, and when I was younger, all I did was dance. Like, I would go to school, after school I would go to my dance studio, I would do my homework at my dance studio until I had dance class. And after that, I would go home, sleep, and repeat. My whole world revolved around dance. Favorite show was Dance Moms. I always went to dance. When I would not have dance class, I would come home and dance. When I would go to my friend's house, I would teach them dance. Hence the reason why my Instagram name is Maya Dance Lover, and it has never changed. So, like I was saying, on my off days when I didn't have dance class, I would go to my grandma's house and I would go into her backyard because we had like a huge backyard with lots of space, and I would practice, and I would dance outside. Leaps, and I would do turns, and I would do jumps, and I would even make up my own dance routines. Some of you guys may already know this because I actually posted a couple videos on my Instagram. If you go way down on my Instagram, I actually have dance videos of me dancing like in my grandma's backyard and me making up my own dance routines and all of that. That being said, although there was a ton of space in my grandma's backyard, more space than I even needed, the only thing that was bad was dancing with my thin jazz shoes every day on complete concrete really messed up my shoes. They would get holes in them, I would have to put like tape over them, or I would have to buy new jazz shoes all the time, and it was just a complete mess. But obviously I didn't want to stop dancing and practicing in my backyard, so I just kept doing it. Often when all the adults were out of the house, I would actually go inside my house and dance. Dancing inside the house is not that good of an idea. Like, it's just not a good idea. It's really not. So this particular day, I decided to go into my grandmother's TV room where there was nice wood floors. You know, any dancer would say they were perfect for turning on. So, you know, I'm in there, I'm doing my thing, I'm practicing my turns, spinning and spinning. Turns are looking great. And then Maya Alexis Gutowski had the great idea that I was gonna do a straddle jump. Now, if you don't know what a straddle jump is, I will insert a picture of me doing one. It's pretty much just a leap in second, but it's like in place. So instead of like leaping across the stage, you would just like leap upward. You know, it's the one that like cheerleaders do where they're like That one. Except I was not gonna do it on a field, in a dance studio, in an open space in general. Keep in mind, this TV room that I was practicing in was not large at all. It was pretty much just one box of room. It was one of those TV rooms where it's just made for a TV and a couch and that's it. Like nothing else is gonna fit in this room. And not to mention that stuff was in the room while I was doing my turns. It's not like it was empty. I don't know why, I don't know what compelled me to think there was room to do this, but I did it anyways. Also, something that is a very big factor that I need to tell you guys, there was a ceiling fan in this room. Yep, a ceiling fan. And as if it couldn't have got worse. But wait, it can. Not only was there a ceiling fan, a TV, a mirror behind me, and a couch, what more could be dangerous to be dancing in and doing straddle jumps and leaps in this room? Oh, let me tell you. So, do you guys know how ceiling fans have lights on them? This ceiling fan not only had lights on it, but surrounding the lights there was a big giant glass dome. I'll insert a picture, but there was a big glass dome and that's like what the lights sit in. And if it couldn't have got worse, it can. This big glass dome had a big giant crack in it for like months that my grandmother just like hadn't fixed. I don't know, she just I guess thought it wasn't gonna crack on its own. Who knows why she didn't fix it. It just wasn't fixed. It just was one of those things where like it's broken but you're just like it'll do for a couple more weeks, months, years. It's one of those things, you know what I mean? I didn't think of these things, guys. I just didn't think of these things. But moving on, I get ready to do this straddle jump. You know, I'm getting it ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I do the jump, everything's fine. I made it down fine. And then, you know, I got on a roll of doing it because it's like I did it once. Maybe I can see if I can get a little higher this time. You guys know how on a ceiling fan there's like the two little strings and you go click and the light goes on? Yeah. So as I'm doing my jump, my wrist hits the clicker thing. The clicker thing swings up and hits the glass dome. The glass dome completely cracks and shatters onto the floor. And now there's glass everywhere. At this point in the story, the only two people that were in the house were me and my sister. So all I had known is the glass is now broken on the floor and now I gotta go tell my sister to help clean it up. So guys, this is where the story starts to escalate a little bit. As I'm walking to my sister's room, I start to see the little drops and little red dots all on the floor. I thought to myself,
is that blood?
And my heart pretty much stops. Is that actually blood on the floor? Because I feel fine. I hadn't felt any pain. I haven't noticed any cuts or injuries on myself since the glass had broke. I had no idea what was bleeding. And then I look down at my finger. And I see it. Oh my god, it's all coming back. I look down at my finger and what I saw was not a pretty sight. I guess somehow when the glass had fell from the ceiling fan, a piece of the glass had actually cut my finger open, which it sounds so bad, but in reality, when you think about it, this whole instance that happened could have been so much worse. Like, there was a ceiling fan with a giant glass dome right above me that had cracked and shattered onto the floor. Like, that could have split my head open, that could have killed me, that could have, who knows, split my neck, I could have stepped on the glass. There could have been so many more things that happened that didn't happen, and the story does get worse, guys. I am just like blessed that I didn't die that day because I could have died. Back to the story. I looked down at my hand. I saw that there was a big slit right here on the side of my finger. I still have the scar. As you guys can tell, the stakes were a lot higher now as I'm walking to my sister's room, and not only do I have to tell her that there's glass all over the floor in the TV room, but now I also have to tell her that my finger is bleeding and my hand is gushing with blood. So naturally I started picking up the pace a little bit more to my sister's room, and I knock on the door, you know, I tell her what's going on. I told her my finger's bleeding, and I told her that I need a band-aid or I need something. Like, I could have easily not only died from the glass falling, but from me losing blood because it was such a large opening that I could have lost a lot of blood that day, and I already was. So my sister comes out of her room, you know, I'm feeling pretty fine. I'm not too stressed at this point, you know, I got my big sis to help me. She's gonna, you know, bandage me up and we're gonna be good to go. But that is not exactly what happened. So me and my sister go into the bathroom, you know, she has me wash up my finger and everything. She gets a couple band-aids out. She puts one like normal sized band-aid over it. We see that it's kind of like not gonna hold one band-aid because it's kind of a large cut, so she has to put another band-aid over it. But quickly we notice that 2 band-aids is not gonna cut it because everything was pretty much still spilling out of the band-aids. So then my sister gets the bright idea that we're gonna put tape over the 2 band-aids because, you know, that'll keep everything in, right? Right? Wrong. So she starts wrapping my finger in tape and just keeps wrapping it until she feels like it's secure. And then suddenly, no blood was coming out anymore. You know, we thought that she had done that. We were like, you did that. Things that you did, that. Yes, big sis. thank you for saving me from almost passing out. We're still in the bathroom at this point, and I start to get a little bit dizzy. You know, I start to get a little woozy. And then we look down at my finger in the sink, and I look at it. My finger is starting to turn purple. Guys, I was losing circulation due to my sister wrapping my hand and wrapping my finger all up in tape, and the circulation was just completely cut off. I'm like half passed out over here like, my finger. My finger is purple, and I'm over here about to pass out. And she finally realizes that my finger is turning purple. She starts to unwrap all the tape, unwrap all the band-aids, and unwrap everything that was on it. I start to come back to consciousness, you know, and my finger is still bleeding at this point. And at that point, I was pretty much almost passing out just looking at my finger. But in the end, my sister ended up putting like 3 or 4 band-aids on it. No tape this time. That was definitely not the mood. I don't even think we called my parents. Like, I think we just waited for them to get home because I was at this point like fine. My finger wasn't bleeding anymore, or at least it was bleeding, but it was wrapped up, so I was fine. Yeah, and then when they got home, I pretty much told them that the glass little dome thing had just broke out of thin air. You know, I used it to my advantage. I was like, you know, yeah, there was like that crack in it already, and it just, you know, I guess it just cracked finally, you know. It's been a couple months that it's cracked, you know. It was gonna crack eventually. It cracked, you know. Well, I guess you'll have to fix that now. Okay, bye. Obviously, I had to tell them that my finger was also bleeding now, so I think I just ended up telling them that like I had been in the room or something when it cracked, and I don't know what I told them. I think I made up something. So to this day, that's what they believe, you know, until this video goes up, so I guess I'm exposed. But yeah, all I remember at that point was like when they got home, I remember telling them I need to go to the hospital, I need stitches, like the cut is so deep, which for me is crazy because, you know, if I was asking to get stitches, like I thought 100% that I was going to need stitches for that. Anything that has to do with needles, like I do not like needles, and I would never volunteer myself to like get something like that done, especially because like when you get stitches, you have to be like awake, and that scared me so much in general. But I remember this time I was like begging to get stitches. Like I don't like any medical attention. Like once when I was little, I had a splinter in my hand, and I literally told my mom, leave it in my skin. I'm pretty sure this little dot is like still a splinter that's stuck in my thumb. So that pretty much shows you how much I don't like anything like that. So yeah, I basically just remember like begging for my parents to get me like stitches and everything, and they were at first like totally on board with me getting stitches. They were like, oh yeah, like seems like a pretty deep cut, like we're gonna take you to get stitches. And then all of a sudden a couple days later they were like, take the band-aid off and let your finger air out and like it'll close up eventually. And I was like, are you crazy? My finger was split open pretty much, gushing with blood less than 24 hours ago. You're crazy. But they didn't want to take me to the hospital anymore, and they were pretty much just like, oh, it'll close up on its own, like give it time. And yeah, eventually it closed up, so that was fine. But now I do still have this scar. It's not like a dark scar or anything, it's just like kind of one of those scars where you look at it and it's like all shiny, because I guess that's like where the new skin or something grew back. I don't know how it works. So yeah, now I have a scar on my finger so that I'll never forget this dance disaster, and my sister almost made me pass out. So coming to a conclusion, what have we learned? We have learned to not dance in the house, or at least not get caught. No, I'm kidding. At least dance in an area where there's enough space and there's nothing at least above you. We learned not to dance on concrete so we don't ruin our shoes. And we learned that my sister can't get medical attention. So yeah guys, that is it for today's video, and I hope you guys liked it so much. And if you guys did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up to let me know. And yeah guys, that is the true story of what happened with this dance disaster. And the secret is finally out for my family. That is how I cut my finger way back when, and that's the true story. If you guys like videos like this, make sure to give it a big thumbs up to let me know. And also, if you guys want more story times, make sure to comment down below, because I definitely have some more story times to tell you guys. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, and we are almost at 100k, and it'd be so amazing if you guys could click subscribe down below and join the fam. Also, be sure to click that bell to turn on my notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I post, and you guys can premiere with me. And yeah guys, that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.